There are two significant driving reasons that are currently taking place right in front of your own eyes that will have a significant impact on the price of XRP. These elements are mentioned in today's news. One of these big triggers was disclosed by Jpmorgan a few years ago, and recent events that have taken place in the United States and the cryptocurrency industry indicate that this summer may very well be the moment that Jpmorgan and everyone else has been waiting for. This paper was released by Jpmorgan around the time that Ripple was being sued by the SEC all those years ago. I would like to bring it to your notice. The document adds that XRP can be utilized to support transactions of a wide variety of types, including the trading of commodities, the trading of fiat currencies, and even the trading of cryptocurrencies. Naturally, it also draws attention to the fact that Ripple's network encompasses more than 100 financial institutions, one of which is Bank of America, which is a highly significant institution. Nevertheless, right here, under the future potential for Ripple's XRP, it is made abundantly obvious that if the business is successful in winning the case brought by the SEC, and if trading restarts on large cryptocurrency exchanges such as Coinbase, then XRP is well positioned to experience enormous use. This is a really significant matter. Last year, Coinbase made an announcement on the relisting of XRP, which was in response to a Mr. Verdict from Judge Torres that the selling of XRP to institutional investors did not constitute a security. The first stage of this process, which involves the document that was leaked by Jpmorgan, has already been completed. However, it is important to note that we are still awaiting the formal ruling, which is the stamp and seal from the courts that gives the green light for the adoption of XRP in the United States. Think it is possible that this verdict may be handed out this summer. Listen with great attention. When XRP was used in retail settings, it did not function as a token. When it came to institutions, the case was quite different. Currently, what are the current circumstances surrounding that case? Consequently, the rulings that have been handed down by the courts and the judge have made it quite plain that XRP is not a security in essence. Regarding us, that is everything. I believe that it is the inexorable march of those technologies, the progression, that should be allowed to continue to exist, flourish, and evolve. These are the technologies that should be allowed to kind of breathe and thrive. For the most part, we believe that the case that Ripple is involved in with the SEC has been resolved. Ripple benefited from the majority of that. The judge made a decision in one particular case that involved an institutional sale and something that was referred to as an investment contract. The judge ruled that because there was a contract surrounding the transaction, the contract may be considered a security. Moreover, it was determined that such were sales of securities that were not registered. Right now, we are at the final stretch of that marathon, which is roughly equivalent to a half mile. I have a feeling that we will hopefully see a settlement this summer. You are aware that the Securities and Exchange Commission requested penalties of $2 billion. The fact that the CEO of Ripple has come forth and stated this is a highly significant development, since it serves as confirmation that, as Jpmorgan predicted and disclosed all those years ago, it is possible that one of the two significant driving factors that would influence the price of XRP may occur this summer. This is in accordance with the prediction. On the other hand, as I mentioned earlier, that is only one of the two significant catalysts that will have an effect on the price of XRP. Again, I bring you back to Jpmorgan. They have claimed once more in this post that was published by CoinDesk, and the heading of the story claims that the United Claims government is acting against a CBDC and non-compliant stablecoins such as. This is the second essential driver of crypto regulations, and just like Jpmorgan verified, non-compliant stablecoins like Tether are in jeopardy. Tether is a cryptocurrency that has been criticized by Jpmorgan. Interestingly enough, everyone is beginning to sound like Brad Garlinghouse at this point. In fact, he affirmed something similar in this interview here on stablecoins as the best use case in the entire cryptocurrency business. However, according to Mika rules, Tether will be in trouble. Pay close attention. Within the cryptocurrency sector as a whole, stablecoins represent the most successful use case of genuine usefulness. To a large extent, I am a believer. I am a little concerned about the dynamics of the regulatory environment. Both Mika and Mike are available throughout Europe. I have no idea how to go about pronouncing it. Because of this, stable currencies are subject to certain restrictions. It will be fascinating to observe how this situation develops. It is interesting to note that Ripple makes use of Tether in some of the payment flows that we provide to our customers. I have an optimistic outlook, but I do have some concerns. To return to the transparency issue, I believe that Tether would be better off if it demonstrated even greater transparency. In addition, I believe that you are going to see more players enter the stablecoin market because you are witnessing the TTS of the world making a lot of money. I am not certain that PayPal will be successful, but I believe that you are going to see other players enter the market. In addition, I believe that individuals are looking into different ways to provide that information to participants. In addition, the final panel brought up an extremely important point, which is that in the United States, something like that is difficult to execute because you don't want to break any of the many securities regulations. When it comes to MiCA in Europe, these regulations are scheduled to go into force later this year. According to Deutsche Bank, a more transparent regulatory framework ought to encourage corporate adoption, which will ultimately result in an increase in the price of the cryptocurrency market. The very apparent message is that the price movement of the cryptocurrency market will be a direct result of the regulations. Furthermore, as we can see once more from Smoke, we have additional assurance that XRP will be included in the regulations that MiCA will be implementing. The CSE has acknowledged XRP as a utility token, and the MiCA legal framework for cryptocurrencies include provisions that directly govern utility tokens. As a result of its protection and the fact that it will possess the frameworks, XRP will eventually take the place of USDT Tether. This is something that Jpmorgan and Ripple have taken note of, and the message is very clear. Already in the process of removing non-MECing compliant stablecoins from the Binance platform, which is the largest exchange in the world, users in the European Economic Area EEA will no longer support them. Threats have been made against Tether, thus they will not be present. Because it does not comply with MiCA, you will know that Tether will not be present in Europe, and it is possible that some other people will also be absent. This will be a situation that is completely unknown. During the summer of this year, there is a possibility that the market would undergo a significant shift, a switch that will be flipped, and Jpmorgan projected that this would occur. When Ripple triumphs against the SEC 3 years ago, we will witness a major increase in the adoption of XRP. After then, all that is required of you is to, now that you have done it for 3 years, all that is left for you to do is survive till the following year, and so on until the year 2025. We have this video here, and it is exactly the same as what Zach Rector said, which is that if you only make it to the year 2025, regulatory clarity is going to be the most significant white swan event that has occurred in our industry up to this point. Pay close attention. The most significant white swan event that could occur in our industry is being discussed by Fidelity. Please listen in on this conversation. The lack of regulatory clarification regarding whether particular tokens are securities or commodities, how they should operate, and what is required to be an ATS venue is likely to be one of the most significant white swan events that might occur in our business. I believe that is a significant unlock. And if you are able to convince some of the larger market participants, such as Fidelity and BlackRock, as well as some of the larger custodians, to support a market structure bill, then I believe that you will begin to see this real-world asset narrative have some legs in a way that it hasn't been able to do so before. And this is the reason why we have been advising you to survive till the year 2025. May I inquire as to whether or not they intend to enact legislation this year? We will not be holding our breath, but we will be hoping for the best possible outcome. Exactly. To add insult to injury, as you mentioned, this is going to be the most significant white swan event that our sector has ever seen, both now and in the future. Meanwhile, back in the boardrooms, I guarantee you it is, DEFCON 3, we need to find out how to get this technology to function, to benefit us so that we can maintain our share as incumbents in this field. It is imperative that we devise a distributed ledger technology DLT cryptocurrency program if we wish to be able to endure and prosper. Because of this, they are stating in a calm manner, yeah, we're not in it yet, they are referring to the present that is facing forward. On the other hand, we are going to be appearing. What a thrill it is. While we are in the back boardroom, we are having some fun. For these establishments, it is a matter of survival of the fittest rather than selection. The asset market is going to undergo a transformation as